Imagine if everything you've ever feared, every mistake, every rejection, every failure was actually the secret key to your success. What if I told you that the very thing you're running from is exactly what will make you unstoppable? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at failure the same way again. Imagine for a moment, standing at the base of a mountain, staring up at its peak. It seems impossibly high, its summit veiled in clouds. Most people look at it and see only the climb ahead, the risk of falling, the fear of exhaustion. But what if I told you that every misstep you take, every time you slip and stumble on that rocky slope, is actually teaching you exactly how to reach the top? Failure is not the enemy. Failure is the secret classroom, where the lessons of success are taught, often in ways that comfort and safety never could. It is the hidden training ground that nobody tells you about, yet it is the one place that separates the dreamers from the achievers. Look at Thomas Edison. When he set out to invent the electric light bulb, he did not succeed the first time, the second time, or the 1,000th time. He failed over 1,000 times, each filament burned and broken, each experiment seemingly worthless. And yet, Edison himself famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Imagine the resilience, the discipline, the silent inner dialogue that must have sustained him. Each failure was a lesson in patience, in observation, in the art of refining his approach. Failure forced him to understand the materials, the physics, the tiniest nuances of electricity in a way that victory never could have. Every time the filament burned, Edison was being trained, not humiliated, not defeated, but trained by the mountain itself, step by step, toward brilliance. This is the truth that so many people resist. We live in a culture obsessed with instant results, with highlights and victories displayed on social media as if life is a highlight reel. But what we rarely see are the countless hours of struggle, the bruises, the failures that sculpt greatness in silence. Michael Jordan, often celebrated as the greatest basketball player of all time, was cut from his high school varsity team. Imagine how devastating that must have felt to a young teenager with a dream so vivid it consumed him. But instead of letting that moment define him as a failure, he used it as fuel. Each missed shot in practice, each loss in a game, became a lesson in technique, focus, and relentless determination. That early rejection, that initial failure, trained him in ways that no natural talent alone ever could. Failure is not simply a setback, it is a mirror. It reflects back to us our weaknesses, our blind spots, our areas in desperate need of growth. When you fail, you are given a rare gift: clarity. You are forced to confront what doesn't work, what is missing, and what you are capable of enduring. It is uncomfortable, yes. It is painful, yes. But comfort never built champions, and ease never created innovation. Every successful person has been forged in the crucible of repeated mistakes. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, was famously fired from the very company he started. Most people would have given up, would have let that failure define the rest of their lives. But Jobs saw it differently. He used the experience to grow, to innovate, to build new ventures like Nexty and Pixar, each failure teaching him more about leadership, creativity, and vision. By the time he returned to Apple, he wasn't just coming back to a company. He was coming back as someone who had been trained by failure itself to reach heights he could never have achieved otherwise. The training ground of failure is not about humiliation. It is about preparation. Every time you face a setback, every time you make a mistake, your mind and your character are being strengthened. You are learning resilience, adaptability, and patience. You are learning that success is not linear, that the path is often jagged and unpredictable. You are being equipped with skills that cannot be taught in classrooms or read in books. These skills are earned in the laboratory of life, through trial and error, through the raw experience of falling and getting back up again. Consider J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before her books became a global phenomenon, she faced rejection after rejection from publishers. She was a single mother, struggling financially, writing in cafes while her child slept beside her. Each rejection could have ended her journey, could have convinced her that she simply wasn't good enough. But she persisted. Each no taught her something about her writing, about perseverance, about the unyielding belief in her story. The failures were not detours. They were the very training that prepared her to create a universe that has touched millions. Without those early struggles, without the crucible of rejection, her eventual triumph might never have been possible. Failure teaches more than technique, it teaches courage. It teaches you to take risks, to put yourself out there, even when the outcome is uncertain. When you fail, you are confronting fear head on, and with each confrontation, fear loses its power over you. Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group, has had countless business ventures fail, from airlines to music labels. Each failure taught him more about the market, about leadership, about the importance of vision and risk management. Instead of being paralyzed by failure, he was trained by it, honed by it, until he could build an empire. Every failed venture was a lesson that no amount of classroom learning or mentorship could replicate. And here's the most powerful part. Failure prepares you not just to succeed, but to appreciate success. Victory without struggle is shallow, fleeting, almost hollow. When you climb out of the depths of your own mistakes, when you endure the pain of setbacks and emerge wiser, stronger, and more capable, success takes on a new meaning. It becomes more than an achievement. It becomes proof that you are capable of rising above, that you are resilient, and that you have earned your place at the top. You too have your own failures, your own stumbles, and your own setbacks. Maybe you didn't get the job you wanted. Maybe a project fell apart. Maybe someone doubted you, and maybe you doubted yourself. Every one of those moments is your training ground. Every disappointment, every mistake, every not yet is shaping you into someone capable of achieving what others only dream of. The mountain doesn't judge you for slipping. It only asks that you keep climbing. Each misstep, each bruise, each fall is silently engraving the skills and strength you need to reach the peak. So, the next time you fail, don't see it as an end. Don't see it as a defeat. See it as a secret classroom, a rigorous training session designed to mold you into a version of yourself that is stronger, sharper, and more unstoppable than before. Embrace the lessons. Study your mistakes. Let failure train you in patience, in resilience, in creativity, and in courage. Understand that the people you admire, the Edisons, the Jordans, the Jobs, the Rowling, the Bransons, they were not simply lucky. They were trained by failure, honed in its fire, and prepared to take what life threw at them and turn it into greatness. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is the foundation. It is the hidden gem where champions are made, where ordinary people are transformed into legends. The next time life knocks you down, remember this. The fall is not punishment, it is preparation. The pain is not meaningless. It is the sculpting of your potential. And the struggle you are facing right now, it is your personal training ground for the extraordinary success that awaits you. Keep climbing, keep falling, keep learning. And one day, when you reach the peak, you will look back and realize that every failure along the way was not a barrier, it was your greatest teacher, your secret mentor, and the true hidden path to the life you were always meant to live. So here's the truth you need to hear today. Every setback, every mistake, every moment you feel like giving up is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're learning, growing, and being prepared for something far greater than you can see right now. The mountain you're climbing may feel impossible, but every slip, every bruise, every fall is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. Your failures are not your enemies. They are your mentors, your training ground, and the secret key to unlocking the success you've been dreaming of. Right now, I want you to make a choice. Decide that from this moment forward, you will stop fearing failure. You will stop hiding from setbacks. Instead, you will step into them, embrace the lessons they bring, and use them as fuel to push further than you ever thought possible. Because the people who succeed, the people who achieve greatness, aren't those who never failed. They are the ones who refused to quit, who kept learning, kept rising, and kept moving forward, no matter how many times they stumbled. So go ahead, take that step you've been avoiding. Try again, risk again. Fail if you must, but rise every single time. And one day, when you look back at your journey, you'll see that every failure wasn't a roadblock. It was the secret training ground that built the life, the career, and the impact you were always meant to create. Your time is now. Your journey is now. And your success, real, lasting, extraordinary success, is waiting for you on the other side of every fall. Stand tall, keep moving, and never forget, failure isn't the end. It's the beginning of everything incredible you're capable of becoming.